All right, we are
Welcome
back.
back to
Back.
the Brandon, Florida studio.
Yes.
Live feed reads. I'm your host, Paul Reed. This is the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson,
Yes,
Jay
sir.
Crawford. It's a little cool today in Brandon.
What?
Only 91 degrees. All right, so let's
Oh
just jump
man.
right into it. Here's
Okay.
another true story from the legal aspect of what we do here at Read and Read Law. So a buddy of mine lived at the time in Georgia,
Okay.
but he was born and raised here. Obviously, a big Buccaneer fan. Go Bucks! And he and the family came down for the weekend. His parents are here to see the parents and catch a Bucks game on Sunday. So
Okay.
he stays over at one of the hotels in downtown Tampa and valets his car.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
with me so far.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right, so you get this claim check, when you valet a car because you
Yeah. They hand you a
you hand them
ticket.
the claim check and they bring you your keys and so forth and so on. And at the end of the
Right.
day, they'll give you your car and so forth. So uh,
Right. Right. Right.
that's what happened on Sunday morning, or I say Sunday morning, games at 1 o'clock. So Sunday, Monday morning. He likes to get there early,
Okay.
and so they bring him his car. It's customary, and of course, as most people do, they jump in the car, he and his wife and son, and they take off to Raymond James. They park
Okay.
the car at Raymond James. They get out to do a little tailgating, throwing the football, things of that nature. And he notices the rear quarter panel of his car has moderate damage.
Okay. Like
Okay.
driver side or
I believe it was the rear driver's side quarter panel.
okay.
And of course, there was no
Wasn't there
damage.
before.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. All
And
right.
so
Ooh, that's a
obviously
nightmare.
when Casey goes back to the hotel after the game, he brings it to the concierge or the valet
Yeah.
individual's attention and wants to fills out a claim form and this, that, and the other because it's his position that the car was damaged by the valets.
It would seem so. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So, boom, period. Now, if you've ever been in a downtown Tampa parking lot, hotels, parking garages, and so forth. Now, the parking garages are better than hotels. So, let's just stick with hotels and,
Okay.
and apartment complexes, right?
Right. Okay.
Again, the parking garages are bigger, in all fairness.
Yeah, they are.
In a hotel or in an apartment, every single one of those pylons has scrapes and scuffs and damage.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
on every
Yeah. Yeah.
turn, on when you're pulling in, when you're pulling
Somebody's hit
out,
them. Somebody.
everyone because
Yeah.
it couldn't be any tighter.
Right.
It
Yeah.
couldn't be any smaller because they want to have more apartments and they want to have more
Hmm.
hotels, not more parking spaces.
They need more parking spaces, though.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
looks like, honestly, is which is always the case, or I should say, when people are going around, you will see the right rear or the left rear, depending if they're going up or coming down uh,
Mm.
of a car in the garage damaged because they're so tight, you cut it and you scrape it, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Often. So anyway,
Yeah.
Casey makes his claim, hands them the claim form, and says, "Well, we'll be in touch." Because he heads
Okay.
back to Georgia, they get his information, and within a few days, it
I
gets
would have. I would have imagined they would have told him, "Well, you bumped it while you were out."
well, of course. Well, yeah,
Okay.
they say, "Well, we didn't do it." And
Okay.
Casey's a lawyer. So Casey says, "Look,
Okay.
if this damage was already here, then I'm not going to sit here and try to blame it on you. He's not that kind of guy. Believe it or not, there are still honest people in the world, you're one of them, I'm one of them. I'm not going to
Thank
go
you.
park my car in the
Right.
garage and say, hey, you look what you did.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah.
But it gets even better. That's a good point because theoretically, which this doesn't happen either, but they claim that it is. Theoretically, the valet individual is supposed to walk around your car,
Yeah.
see if
Yeah.
there's any damage, and note it on your intake form or otherwise.
Yeah, right.
They're saying they did this and produced
Well,
a
then they should
document
have.
that Casey says is ridiculous. They didn't. But either way, that's neither here nor there.
Oh,
Just like
no.
I'll give you an example,
So
Leanne.
they like backdated a document that they created
Yeah,
afterward? Man, that
allegedly,
is
allegedly,
allegedly.
allegedly.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny because Brittany and I just rented a U-Haul. Dude, I took a picture of
They're gonna start
every
requiring
little
signatures on
scrape,
those.
every little bug on the windshield. And I mean, I went around at the
Yeah.
bump, you name it, and I got a
Yeah.
picture and all
Yeah.
before. Okay,
Yeah,
but
with the U-Haul? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they have you do that. You've got to send it to them. All right. Well,
That's right.
anyway, so a few days later, what do you
Jeez.
pull up the claim check? I sent it to you.
Okay. Let me. Yep. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Can TV Land see it?
No, but I can fix that.
Yeah, see if TV Land can see it.
Yeah, give me one moment.
Take your
And I
time.
believe I can do. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when.
It's up. It's up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So this is the claim check that they give you, and on the back of it is your, or one side of it is your number that matches your car, on the
Right.
key chain, the key fob, and this is the other side. And of
Yeah, yeah,
course,
yeah.
we've all seen this. Customer agrees to use the parking facility at customer sole and exclusive risk. We're not responsible for damage
Yeah.
done. Owner assumes all responsibility and so forth. But here's where the problem lied with Casey.
Okay.
Um, Customers agree to inspect the vehicle before leaving the facility.
Mm.
Any claim of damage or loss must be made and itemized on company form before the vehicle leaves the facility.
Oh,
Customer shall expressly waive any such claim.
that was what I was afraid of.
Well,
Yeah.
I was too, but I love Casey to death. But let's just say he's a little stubborn.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he knows he didn't damage his car.
Right. Fair
He
enough. Fair
knows the
enough.
valet damaged his car. And
Yeah.
so he being, thinking that you should do the right thing, he was adamant that they should do the right thing.
Okay. Fair, I
Well, they
think.
said, look, pursuant to this contract, among other parts of the clause,
Uh-huh.
you left, you went to a Bucks game because he told him what happened. Then you
Mm.
came back. How do we know that your car wasn't damaged in the parking lot at the Raymond James Stadium
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
or any other,
Mm-hmm. Somebody hit you
incident
on the way or
the
something.
time you
Right.
left?
Yep.
Which is legit.
It's a
That's a
fair
legit
question.
argument. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
And
it's a fair question.
yeah, it's legit because you and I both agree there may be somebody out there
Who
that,
would do that?
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
the people in the office don't know, they don't know any different either, right? Like they
no.
didn't check in the car. They don't know. They're
Well,
just
again,
being
theoretically, they're supposed to look and note damage and things of that nature.
right.
But you know how
Yeah.
it goes. You've got a line
Right.
of people at the valet at a high end,
Sure.
hotel. These guys are
Right.
running left and right, driving and so forth.
But if he knows, he knows. You know what I mean? Like that.
It happened. It just
What's
did.
the path forward?
So anyway, we filed a lawsuit, small claim.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All
because
right.
it was about $3,000 or $4,000. So that was still in small claims jurisdiction. We filed a lawsuit, and it proceeded accordingly.
Okay.
Ultimately, we lost. Yeah,
Wait. Where's my
they
sad trombone?
because Casey's a lawyer, he at some point, kind of after time, sometimes time wears people down on their convictions. Well,
Okay.
luckily, after months, it became clear that we were going to lose, and then Casey could have owed
Yeah.
a lot of money in attorney's fees and costs and things of that nature.
Right. It
So
wasn't
we
worth it
just
at that
agreed
point.
I don't know if we settled it for any money or not, or, $100 or 200 or nothing or some nominal amount, but
Mm-hmm.
basically he didn't get his 3 or 4 thousand dollars and ultimately had to have his insurance fix the car. But the reason I tell you this is because um, if you're going to valet your car, whether it be a
Yeah.
hotel or otherwise, it may behoove you
Yeah.
to
Valid.
to
Caution.
take a picture
Yeah.
of a couple of the sides and 100% before you drive off that lot,
Yes. Do
out of
not
that
drive it.
garage, look at your
Check it
car.
over. Yeah.
Because, in all fairness, again, to the valet service, this was a pretty big area of damage. And they're
Yeah.
like, how did you get his son got in the back seat, supposedly on the side of the car with the damage. And they're like, well, how did you not see this before you left?
Mm, right.
But again, just everyone jumps in and so forth and so on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, I have a question then.
yeah, shoot.
So last year I was at a hotel in Orlando for the homeschool convention,
Hold
and
on, hold on a second, cutting you off. In fact, we were going to make her show today. Hold that thought.
oh, okay. All right, fair.
You are on live feed Reed, Leanne Reed. What can we do for you? Well, hold on. We were going to come to you. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of TV land what you're doing at the end of June in New York City.
The end of June?
Aren't you going to do some sporting event?
Yeah, I'm running a 5K.
You're running a 5K. And how many times or how many practice sessions have you had? Or how many, what would you call them? Not practice sessions, training sessions.
2.
She's had 2, Jason.
Very good. It's two
All
more
right.
than me.
So is the question you're going to ask something we can air on TV land, or do you want me to call you back?
You can call me back.
All right. Bye-bye. You never know what's going to happen here on live feed read. All right, Jason, back to you and your question about Orlando.
So I valeted my vehicle, and when it came back out, like 2 days later, we were in for the event, came out for the event. One of the tires was flat from a puncture, screw
Sure.
puncture in the
Yep.
tire. And yeah, they wouldn't do anything about it. And I didn't know. I was like, well, what? Of course, I couldn't drive it off.
Yeah. Oh, did they bring it down flat, or they said, hey, you got a flat tire, you got to go get your car fixed?
I think it was showing smaller, not fully on the rim.
Okay, right.
And they saw it, and it was like, wait, what? Yeah, they wouldn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So,
not gonna, especially in that
okay.
situation, because you could have you can get a nail in your
Anywhere.
tire and have a very slow leak. In fact,
Yeah.
with these cars nowadays, what happened is your little light will come on and says you have air missing, and
Right.
if that does happen, little word to TV land, go and check your tires. Have someone in the front. You drive slowly and move forward. Now, don't run them over.
Don't lay them.
Yeah, and then in the same fact, and 9 times out of 10, you'll find a nail in your tire that's
Yeah.
such that it's in there so tight, so to speak,
In the groove or
that
something.
it's a slow leak.
Mm-hmm.
And so people keep filling it up.
Do not lay in front of the
You
truck.
got to get that fixed. Oh, I've done it and back up, and all of a sudden you squash them. But hey, so you got to trust the person driving the car.
No.
That's a disclaimer. You got to trust the person driving the car.
Oh my word.
But
Oh,
if
my
you want to do
word.
a different way, here's a safer way.
Yeah.
Turn the wheels to the right, and
You're
then
right.
stand by the door,
That's right. Yeah,
tire
that's a
go
better
around.
way.
and then turn the wheels to the left. But in the back of the car, have them run forward, go forward, not backwards.
Yes, that's a much better way.
Well, either way, that they weren't going to fix your tire no matter what.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't gonna touch it.
And
You're
if
killing
you
me.
get run over, you did
Yeah.
not hear that on live feed read.
That's correct.
All
We
right.
did not suggest that.
All right.
Oh my
So,
word.
well, that's what we have for you today.
Okay.
It's really something a little different, but it's something that occurs all the time.
Yes, it
I
does.
got news for you. That occurs all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely, like you said, take pictures. If they don't, take pictures prior. And as soon as they come out and drop it off, scope it out at least.
Oh,
At least find the
oh,
obvious.
there was something in the law that came up yesterday with,
Ooh.
if you remember, in Hillsborough County, Florida, where we live, Tampa,
Yeah,
DeSantis a year or two ago fired our
that's
state
correct.
Hillsborough state attorney.
Yes.
Uh, well, what people may not know is he had done the same thing before that, I believe, to the state attorney over in the Orlando area.
Okay. Okay.
The Orlando area, that state attorney honestly was I mean, you just more liberal. She was
Right.
extremely liberal,
Right.
and there were issues with criminals, and this is not a lie. It's criminals that were getting soft sentences or probation for pretty serious incidents. And in fact, um, I'm recalling if this was, yeah, I believe it was the same state attorney, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Where Charlie Crist, then governor, took death row cases away from her and gave them to the state attorney in Lake County because she refused
Okay.
to prosecute or bring death penalty cases. Well, either
Okay.
way, yesterday, hold on, let me know. Yesterday, the Supreme Court of the state of Florida upheld her firing, her removal. So
The Orange County. Um,
yeah, it's the a Democrat who was elected in the Ninth Judicial Circuit. I believe that's the Orlando area. Her name was Monica Worrell. They said no, and it was 6-1. So that's
mm,
pretty good. I mean, normally, we're all used to
yeah.
5-4, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Not a
federal.
split.
Florida has 7. This was
Yeah.
6-1. So it
Mm.
wasn't just
It wasn't a split
yeah, it
decision. It
wasn't
was
a close
pretty
call, evidently.
right. Right.
So anyway, that was
Interesting.
yeah, so in Florida, these state attorneys are not going to just do whatever they want, whenever they want, or however they want. And if you do, you might find yourself unemployed.
There you go.
Now,
That's
in
interesting.
all fairness to her, I think about 5 of the justices were appointed by DeSantis. So I
Right.
don't want to
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
mislead TV land out there.
Got you. Got you. Got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, most of them were appointed by him, or at least the majority. But either
That's
way,
interesting.
I don't have a problem with prosecuting criminals and holding people accountable for what they do, and especially
Mm-hmm.
these were violent crimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These weren't petty misdemeanors and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
These were biggies. But either way,
Yeah.
that just came out yesterday, and so I thought,
Interesting.
as
Yeah.
with the law, we'll chat about it.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. I wasn't familiar with that, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the second one, and so be it. All right,
Well,
well,
we're
that's
about
all
to
we
move into
have.
our new home, and
Okay, yes, Jason,
one of the
shout out.
meals.
Jason
What?
bought a new home yesterday.
Yeah,
He relocated to Tallahassee recently
that's
because he's
right.
now a lobbyist for homeschool education. I feel bad for all of the congressmen and legislative body up there because Jason's a real pain in the ass.
I will
But
be. I
for
will.
the children and the parents,
Yeah.
you couldn't have a better individual on your team.
Thank you.
So
Thank
shout
you.
out to Mr. Crawford.
I appreciate that. The
All right.
kids have, and the family is preparing to make your chili. So,
Well, which,
like,
mind you,
one of the,
if you have
yeah.
not purchased the other side of
Hey.
the law, I don't do it for the money,
Huh?
but what you get, Paul's
Yeah.
famous chili recipe.
It's
It is
good.
worth it is worth the $10
That's right.
to
Yeah, just to get
get
the
that
recipe.
recipe.
Yeah.
I got news for you. Follow it to the letter, and
Oh,
you will be the hit of whatever
yeah.
cook off, whatever party, whatever barbecue, whatever football Sunday you go
Oh, yeah.
to.
It's
Uh,
so good.
it will be,
It's
oh
so
my
good.
gosh.
Yeah. So the family's preparing to make that one of our
Are
meals.
you going to use the
That's what we're doing.
habanero, the jalapeno,
No, I'm a
or
wuss when
just
it comes to
the
hot stuff.
without those
Yeah.
two?
Yeah, I'm gonna go like up to hot, look at hot, and then back down a little bit.
Okay, well, for those of you
Because
who
I got
are
too much work to do to spend time on the toilet.
adventurous,
So
the habanero, you'll be sweating, your nose will be running, and
yeah,
you want your cracker in there
you'll
will be
be
on fire,
you'll
but
be mildly disabled.
you will not be able to stop eating it. Then that's the problem.
No, no,
And then we don't even want to talk about the day after.
I can't afford a day like that. So I'm gonna go with mild.
Well, you want to, if you're going to do the habanero, you eat that on a Saturday.
Clear your schedule.
All right. Well, then that's all I have for
Oh,
you.
jeez.
Everyone,
All
God
right.
bless. Have a wonderful
Yeah.
weekend. God willing, Jason and I will be back next Friday with another edition of Live Feed Read.
You got it. I'll take us out.
Take us out.
Read and read. It's like having a lawyer in the family.